No, I don't
Camille
think
is
so.
really
Luke?
showing up Josephine. Your room, Camille, is so much better than yours, Josephine. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Dang.
Wow.
No, okay, wait.
You got lights.
Wow.
She's the best room of anybody.
I have the sparkle lights on.
We don't typically
wait, no, I can
insult
turn mine
our
on. Wait.
guests, but
Okay,
Oh.
no,
Sparkle light battle.
no, get
mine
back
too.
over here.
Oh, we have
Oh,
lights.
man.
I need lights.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Now we're even, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's exactly.
Now you can't even tell us apart.
Yeah, who are you?
We're actually
Oh,
in the
like,
same
gonna-
room right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
oh my gosh, the holiday lighting. All right, let's get this thing going. Welcome to Social Kick. I'm Brian Lundquist. We got the full crew today. Dr. John Mullen, Luke Paddington, and joining us from the Tennessee Volunteers, Camille Spink and Josephine Fuller. What's going on? How are you?
Good. How are you
I'm
guys doing?
great.
We are doing good. We do not have as decorative rooms as you do, but that's all right. Now we've got some goals to aspire to. Hey, we always ask our audience on Instagram at Social Kick Swim and on YouTube for questions for our guests. And of course, your teammates like to chime in a lot on these, is often the case. But we have one to start off for both of you. And I don't know if this one's from a teammate, but it's from a CK8942 wants to know, how long can you hold your breath?
Ooh, that's a
Camille
good
and I are
question.
not the ones to ask for this. Probably.
I need a special, in order to hold my breath, I need a nose clip. So I can't
Yeah.
even I think JoJo's in the same boat. Like
Me
we
too.
haven't had a competition yet, but
Breath holding is not my forte. I
You're a
like
backstroker. Isn't that
no,
like
yeah.
backstroke 101?
No, my mouth is facing the air the whole time. I get to breathe. I'm like gassed after like a 25 underwater.
Yeah.
Like that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You too?
It's not really my thing, but
I mean it takes a lot out of me, but I swim my 50 and no breath, and I come up and I'm like pink and like on the brink of death. But I so I'd say like 21 seconds. 21.
Nice flex.
yeah.
1.3 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't know about... Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's pretty good. Not really. 21 seconds for a breath hold. Yeah. Actually, Luke and John, how long can you guys hold your breath? I'm actually pretty good at it.
Right now?
I mean, not right now, but like, no. Warm up. Because
Yeah, okay, start right now.
Let's look
I
at it.
haven't been breathing.
if you're gonna flex, you're gonna flex somebody that you can swim 21 second 50 freestyle, which I can't. Arguably, I probably could right now. Luke definitely cannot. John maybe. You probably could. No, I've held it for over 4 minutes before. 4:19.
Wow.
Yeah. I've gone 2.5 or so. So yeah.
Things you can do.
But like
That's
sitting
right.
at the bottom of the pool, just relaxing, just floating.
I don't know if I've ever done just like a strict hold like that, but I mean, our era was, hold the breath as long as you can. I remember doing 75s underwater or trying to do 100, and yeah, that's come out of fashion with shallow water blackouts for sure.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Yeah, no.
They're smarter now, all right? 100 reasons not to go to Tennessee. They're not doing 75s underwater.
One of the reasons to go to Tennessee. We don't do 75s
Right.
underwater.
They're not
there
going to
we
make
go.
you go past 25.
If anybody listening needs context, we were talking before we started recording about the recruiting tactics of the Tennessee Vols long ago when John and I were being recruited, and it had to do with them sending a bunch of letters that included the number of reasons as to why you should go to Tennessee. So that's where that came from. Shout out to the water safety at Tennessee. All right, so this one's for Camille. Your pal Hannah wants to know. Actually, Molly submitted this question too, talking about hype songs and pre-race songs. So what are you listening to before a race?
I listen to a lot of remix songs. I've recently been into Glorilla, like heavy, and I like a lot of songs that are remixed with a song called Pony. JoJo knows what I'm talking about.
Genuine?
If you know it, yeah.
Genuine pony?
It's fun. It's fun, and it gets me ready to race. And I've been known to, I don't know why, but at my first Olympic trials, they're like, Camille, and when they were interviewing me after my 100 feet, they're like, Camille, I've heard you love to listen to Wobble before you walk out. And I'm like, how do you know this?
Yeah.
How do you know? So I guess wobble is also in my forte, but anything along the lines, like I like to listen to really upbeat music and rap.
Hell yeah. That's John's jam too, by the way. He may not admit that at his age. Josephine, what about you? What kind of songs are you listening to?
I like early 2000s a lot, but especially Rihanna. I listen to a lot of Rihanna before I swim, and that increased after she did the Super Bowl halftime show like 2 or 3 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the red outfit.
Yeah. That happened
bump.
at SECs my like sophomore year, freshman year. Was like during the Super Bowl, she did the halftime show. We all became obsessed with it. And like my roommates and I still watch Rihanna's Super Bowl halftime show before every meet. Like probably like definitely before every meet, but even more like every 3 weeks probably. And when it was like within the year, it was like every week. So we really like the halftime show. And now I listen to like all of those songs all the time before I race. And yeah.
How do you feel about Beyonce's performance when she got elevated as well, like Rihanna did, and the American flag dropped down?
Well,
Been there, done that, copy.
Yeah, we definitely watched that. We were like, we've seen this before.
Yeah, come on.
I feel like maybe she could have come up with her own idea, but that's okay. I don't want to get in on everything that's going on with Beyonce. So
you better thank her.
Thank you, Beyonce. I love you.
So the three of us were talking about, bus trips in college and like watching pump up videos and movies, and we determined that doesn't happen anymore because everyone's on their phone. But is this what you guys have on the way to road swim meets? You're watching the Rihanna Super Bowl, getting pumped up, getting jacked up.
Oh yeah.
we have the most energetic buses on our way to any type of meet. I think that I don't sit down for more than 10 minutes on a bus ride. And I haven't done that like the last 2 years, like been here. I haven't sat down for like 10 minutes. I'm everywhere.
You're like Russell Wilson swimming up the aisle, staying loose when he's warming up on the airplane going across seas.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like we take some long bus rides sometimes. Like we'll be on there for like 8 hours, and Camille is actually like just saying hi to new people like every 15 minutes.
Just the pure socialite.
I need to talk to people.
Who's the least excited to talk to you when that happens?
The least?
Yeah. Who's like the mega introvert on the team who's like, for fuck's sake, Camille, like enough.
I'm not sure if you know Coach Matt.
Yeah.
He's like, here she goes again. I'm just kidding. He loves it.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. Actually, the music question that we had for you, Josephine, was Hannah was asking about your favorite Hamilton song.
She told me she submitted this, so I actually came prepared.
You have to guess. You have to research for it.
Well, there's a lot. It's like 3 hours long or something. I had to pick, but my favorite right now is "Wait for It." So if you want to go listen, need a intro to Hamilton, I would recommend.
Here's my bone to pick with Hamilton. So yeah, I did, and I saw it live in Chicago a couple years ago, but and this is maybe sacrilege for anybody who loves the musicals and I think about this more recently because I saw Wicked over Christmas, and my mom was obsessed with Wicked for years, and she used to actually volunteer and usher at the Wicked shows, so she saw it tons of times. With this stage production, and then I was really excited to go with her to watch Wicked live. And I bring up the Wicked example because I think they're similar topics, but Hamilton, when you saw it live, it moved so fast that you can't understand all the lyrics. Wicked, at least I can understand most of the lyrics and I can follow the narrative of the song, and that was the problem that I had with Hamilton. Sounds cool, loved it, but I understood less than 10% of it.
Yeah, I still don't really understand the whole thing, honestly. I understand the first half. And I've seen it on Disney Plus a million times. I've watched it in person once. And yeah, I mean, I don't even get the whole thing really. I just like the songs. I love musicals in general, so I just like the songs.
Yeah. All right, Camille, this one's from Ari_HP13. What's your favorite snack? And I might raise the bar and say during a swim meet.
snack during a swim meet. I'm really picky about that. But I probably have like at least 2 or 3 go-go squeezes during like one session. They're so it's like light. Apple.
Apple.
Yeah, the apple. It's perfect. It's light. It fills me up, like I don't feel like I'm a rock after I eat it.
No.
It's perfect. I think everyone should enjoy go-go squeeze.
I've never had a go-go squeeze, but I have had plenty of energy gels.
Ever?
So I can understand where. No, I haven't. But I don't. What am I missing out on? Is it that
A
good?
lot. I have like 2
Luke,
right
have you
here.
had one? I've never had one.
They're
my
like
God.
on me at all times.
Oh, jeez.
Our
So
team
right
loves
now-
go-go squeeze.
I love go-go squeeze.
Go-go
Just set them right there,
Not
just so that you can.
No, this is not planned. They're
I
literally
know.
on.
NIL, you guys are prepared for this. Jeez.
Yeah, not sponsored, but could be.
Could be.
Yeah.
Please.
Should be.
I would love
should
that.
be is the right thing. Yeah. Can't even make it through a podcast without 2 go-go squeezes. All right, good to know.
I know if you see me
and
eating
then,
it, just don't mind.
So, hey, you can eat all you want. I don't know. I'm gonna bust out this orange right here. That's all I got. So Josephine, Molly wanted to know, can you do a backflip? And I want to know what the story is behind this.
Oh, so I can do a backflip from like a mat into a pit. Yeah. But honestly, I feel like I land on my feet when I land in the pit. So like maybe I could do it on land. Probably not. I probably would like
Prove it.
touch.
Prove it. Prove it. Do it right
Don't
now.
worry about
Maybe I'll-
SECs. You got a few weeks.
yeah. I'd be fine. I'll go from my bed like to my ground. That way I can like have more room to go. Anyways, well, okay, so we do like gymnastics kind of stuff sometimes. And yeah, so like this morning even we were working on backflips.
That's what JoJo
I
does
actually
while
think there's.
we
Yeah.
slay away in the pool. She's doing backflips.
Yeah, I come late to Monday morning because I'm doing backflips.
Well, I actually think that there's some application of this, like, being an athletic land creature translates really well to being able to move your body, have spatial awareness and body control in the water. So we didn't do it all the time, but I remember one of my favorite days of practice in college. I want to say it was like freshman or sophomore. Head coach walks in and he's like, hey, everybody who swims the 100 freestyle, come with me. And it's like Monday, 6 a.m. You're thinking that you're going to get wet and, pool at that time of day sucks. And so he's like, okay, dress back out, put your dry land clothes on. We go like get dressed, walk over to the gymnastics building. And then we spend the whole practice just like learning how to do backflips into the foam pit on the floor exercise. We didn't end up doing it again. I wish it was like a regular thing, but it was at least cool for one practice to be able to do that. And everybody else who had to actually swim that practice is like, what the hell? What? Like, what am I? A ham sandwich? Like, I don't get to go do backflips?
I don't trust myself doing a backflip. It's okay. It's okay.
I don't know. It's like core engagement, I feel like I get strong. I do a lot of handstands, get stronger shoulders. I don't know.
Good for you.
We'll see if it works.
It must be a backstroke thing. If my backstroke dive was never bad. I just don't feel like going all out that way. like no, it's scary, isn't it? I don't know.
I'm more scared that I get scared like every time that my feet are gonna slip. But that's what I get scared of. But I don't get scared of like going backwards.
Because you're so
Maybe on
used
the
to it
wedge.
doing your backstroke starts.
Yeah.
But there's like a lot going on the back. There's like the touchpad, and you have like the top of the touchpad, the wedge, it's the whole thing. And yeah.
I don't know.
I slip in practice sometimes, so who knows,
I mean, you're not going to get a bunch of sympathy from this crew that competed before there were wedges for backstroke. So.
Oh yeah, true. Okay.
Luke didn't have it on the blocks even. Come on now.
So by the way, those who are watching Camille's camera, it's doing something that happened to Jillian Cox's camera as well. Do you notice how it's following you around? The camera? Yeah. So
Oh.
some new feature that, how strange is that? So
It's because I'm on my iPad.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
say it's an iPad thing. I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just really wants to look at me.
Look, iPads have had that for a little while now. That's been like a
Yeah.
few years.
No, but not with StreamYard. This first time I've seen it with StreamYard.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And I have
gotcha.
no idea
Yeah.
how to turn it off.
Yeah, we don't know either, so you're
We
stuck
don't
with
know
it.
either.
That's all right. All good. What's going on lately? You guys just had some good swims of late, so catch us up to speed on what's going on this season.
You want to go, JoJo? You want me to?
You can go.
Okay. So, up to season with our Lady Vols, we are excelling very quickly, I would say, this season. Like, individual, a bunch of people on the team, like, I've been able to watch, like, the progress of, like, each one of our freshmen get, like, better and better and better, like, throughout each meet of the season. I think we're set up in a really, like, perfect place right now going into champ season. I feel like everybody's really engaged, and we have a special team this year, and I think that we're going to be able to do some special things. Like, we're all training well and we're having fun, and I mean, I can't speak for JoJo, but I sure love it. I think she says the same.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we had a really big freshman class come in, but they've just mixed into the team so well. And I think I was texting one of my friends who's like an alum today, and she was just asking about like, how's the team doing? Yada, yada, yada. And I was like, we had so many freshmen come in, and it's a new team every year. But where was I going with this? Oh, but they say that, or I think that everyone feels like they can be themselves. And that is like the most perfect thing about our team. Like, I think that it's very like, come as you are, and you like are fully embraced for who you are, and that just lets everyone swim like so happy, so free, and it makes practice so fun because like we're just being ourselves. So
yeah, I 100% agree. That's like one of the main things that I attribute to like being able to swim fast like last year and this year. It's like I have this amazing group of women that lets me be myself and show my personality and really put everything into like swim without worrying about, I don't want to be judged for being crazy before I get on the blocks or something, So I'm really just swimming without like any judgment, and it's amazing. Like, our team dynamic is, I would say, is like one of the best in the league,
Josephine, you're a senior. You just had senior day. How has that? How was it? And how is that setting you up for this year's version of NCAAs? You being a senior.
Well, senior day was so great. They did such a good job. All of our like freshmen, sophomores, juniors, they all set everything up so nicely, and it was so much fun. We felt so loved. But yeah, they like decorated our whole locker room, and they all write us letters. Like, every single girl that's underclassmen writes each senior letter. And then like, so that was so sweet. And then we like have a whole procession out, video, picture with the coaches, all of that. And that was really nice. But yeah, I think that I was able to take like a little bit more of a leadership role this year being a senior, but I feel like we do a really good job on our team, like not thinking that you have to be a senior to have a leadership role or be a leader. We don't have like designated captains or anything like that. Like, I think that we all know that we bring different things to the table and that they're all valuable. And I think that we like share the leadership like really well within my senior class, but really like, I think that hopefully anyone on our team feels like they can always speak up, bring something to the table and whatnot. But I think that obviously being a senior, like I have experience now, and I have been to 3 other NCAAs that each have been very different. So I think that has helped me see like going into NCAAs, what has helped in years past and what hasn't. And I think that now I'm able to really like hone in on making sure that our team is like talking about our goals and lifting each other up in practice, and know what we're shooting for leading into these bigger meets. Because I think that's what's really helped us in the past, just keeping our energy right. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I want to talk more about dual meets, Scott. When I was at Purdue, Purdue dual meets had 30 fans maybe, and then the Purdue IU meet had 50 fans. Now you guys had 1,215 fans at the Tennessee Georgia dual meet. Camille had a great meet, 21.4, 50.8 for Josephine, and 100 back. Great times for both of you. I guess Camille, tell us more about like the atmosphere on deck and what it's like to have that many people at a dual meet. You also had an NCAA record from Luca and Jordan doing 17.6. I mean,
Yeah.
dual meets are nuts now.
Yeah, I think like, especially in these past couple years, dual meets have become insane, and I'd like to think that our dual meets have become insane. This past one that we just had for senior day, it was crazy. Like the whole entire bleachers were filled up, even the ones that were like overlooking the warm up pool. Like we had a ton of just students and like people that are coming to support. Like I had a handful of friends from my high school who go to Tennessee reach out to me and be like, "Hey, I'm coming to watch you," and that just like it fills my bucket. I just feel so happy that, you know, people are actually coming out and they're making this a big deal, because it is a big deal. Like we're one of the best teams in the nation and we're going against another like top SEC school. Like I think that amount of crowd is really good for us, and for the other people on our team, like it really hypes them up, and I feed off of the energy from like my teammates and the crowd. I'm a little bit of a showboat when I swim. I enjoy a little theatrics, and I think that's helpful for the sport. Like it involves a little bit, and it gives you something to look forward to and be like, oh, there she goes. Like I think it's really fun. I loved all the engagement that they had this past weekend. I think that we all did a great job. We had our DJ, we had Cold Sparks, which was really cool. A little dangerous, but
a little scary. But they're cool.
They were really cool. I almost got nailed in the face when I was getting out of the pool with Cold Sparks, but it didn't happen, so I'm okay. But it was just a great environment, and I can see it like becoming a bigger thing like that for most of our dual meets in the future. Like it's so much fun. I don't know why people just wouldn't want to come to all of them, you know?
Brian and I were there when you guys hosted Women's NCs, 3 years ago? And I remember Marsh said this, Dave Marsh says, "You won't believe that inside this building here are the best swimmers in the world just competing here." Because just outside, out in Knoxville, there's no indication there's a swim meet going on. You went downtown to the bar, nobody knew anything. There's no swimmers around, nobody knew a thing. How did this happen? How did 1,200 people go to a dual meet? Did you guys have any insights on, like, was there posters outside? Was it social media, locally? Like, how did 1,200 local people show up to watch dual meet in swimming?
Yeah, is it just that Tennessee people hate Georgia that much?
I don't know, maybe. I don't know, but I think definitely a big part of the crowd was, I think, part of our club team that swims out of our pool, and like all of those kids and their parents, and like their friends and people like that. But I think also we did go out on campus the week before the meet, and we all printed out flyers and handed them out on like our main walkway through campus during a class change. And I honestly think that got a lot of people too, because I felt like when I was looking, there was a lot of students there that it wasn't like it was all like 10-year-olds who were on the club team. It was a lot of students too, and people our age. So I think that really helped too. And I feel like if they were willing to come and check it out just because of like one little flyer that we gave them, and they probably had a really good time, I hope that like they would come back and keep watching again and again. Because I think just that if you get them there one time, they're going to see how much fun it is and want to come back. So
yeah, definitely that. And definitely like we promoted it a lot, like on our individual like Instagrams. A lot of people posted like a ton of stuff. I posted something. You know, it like we get a lot of people looking at our stuff, you know, and if we can get just like a small portion of that, like actually like coming to attend, then that's like, that's huge, you know?
Good lessons.
Yeah, no, that's great to hear you all are so involved in promoting it. And like you said, it's, you know, a little for each person. You know, if each person gets 20 people, I mean, on the team, you're going to have a huge crowd. I mean, God, I think back of my dual meets once again, and it's like, God, I didn't want anyone to come watch me add like 3 seconds and 100 free and wear a drag suit at a dual meet. Like, I don't know. It's just different, and people are going at best times now. It's fun as a fan, you know, as I think all three of us obviously are. I mean, it's fun to see fast swimming year round, and swimmers like you just excited about it too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is there a rivalry with Georgia? though? Is it pretty bad? Is that your number one rival? I didn't know that.
I would say number one.
You would or wouldn't?
Wouldn't.
No, I think our
Kentucky, right?
Well, for Tennessee though, for Tennessee on the whole, who would you say? I think it's like, to me, it was like Georgia and Alabama. I think are the two, the Tennessee general, not Tennessee swimming.
For general, yes.
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
football.
Yeah.
It's-
Like football and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
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 But I think for swim, it probably goes a little more south. Pretty
Like all the
south.
way.
Like all the
Maybe.
way.
All the way.
Like as far as you can, maybe.
Like really far. Like really.
All the
Ever
way
heard of
down,
them?
as low as you
Yeah.
can go.
I really wish I had this clip because my dad went to that other school, and there was and I ended up picking a different school anyway, but there was a great clip from a football player of that era, and it was that school in Tennessee, and they were asking him like, what do you think about this, like, you know, what do your team feel going into this rivalry? And I remember him going, don't like they color orange, don't like they color blue, and that was it. Just like, I don't know, but I don't like them.
No, I was going to say one of the biggest challenges of having this podcast is to watch you two have to like be nice to swimmers from Indiana and Alabama. It's hilarious that you have to be polite because Purdue and Auburn, they were like, it was difficult for you guys, eh?
Oh,
We love everybody.
you two. No. John and Brian. Sorry, John and
Okay.
Brian. Have swimmers on from Alabama and from Indiana. Not you two. These two. Sorry.
We're love.
it's a different world now, I think, in some ways where, you know, like you have the public persona, right? So people can on a serious note, like, you know, people can follow you individually, right? But I think, and that came like toward the end of my career, but no, we hated Texas. And, you know, this is when Auburn was winning national titles. We hated Texas and we hated Florida. And like Stanford, I just won't say what we thought about Stanford. And so, yeah, like openly we did. And I remember there was one time it was like, speaking of IU, like we didn't even have a rivalry with Indiana, and their swim team wasn't good at the time, but they came and swam us in a dual meet, and one of their 500 freestylers did like our like War Eagle thing with his arm on the way in to finish and touch in the 1,000 when he was beating everybody on the team. Dude,
Wow.
I want to punch that guy so bad right there.
Yeah,
Like, it was everything I could
yeah.
do not to start a fight right there on the pool deck. So to think that there wasn't tension on the pool deck was a great misunderstanding. It was super competitive. So
I mean,
I think we weren't like going out there shouting from the mountaintops like I hate this team or I hate this guy, but you know, and hate would be a strong word, but it was super competitive is the point. You know, it's like we
Competitive
care
is
about
good.
winning, we care about our team,
Yeah.
and you know, we believe in our team to do well, and because of that, I want to beat you. You know, like we may
Exactly.
be friendly when we're on the national team together, and that's definitely a thing. But when you're wearing your school colors and I'm wearing mine, you're not my pal, you're not my buddy, like
Exactly.
not right now. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we talk about that, like, once you get in the water, you're like, okay, I want to beat you. But then when you get out of the water, you're like, okay, we're friends again.
Exactly. Exactly. Like I was having the best conversations with all of the Georgia women at like this past meet. I was like hanging out, chatting with them. Like before all my events, I had 3 individual events. So I saw like basically the same girls like 3 times in a row. I'm like, oh, hey guys, it's good to see you.
Back again.
I'm back again. Started like 10 minutes ago. Okay, we're doing it again. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's always competitive, but we love to talk to each other. Yeah.
But it might be a problem that swimming has, that we're too nice and friendly with each other now. And I think that's what, I mean, dual meets, that's what I asked. Like, a dual meet would be cool if you were like, I mean, back in my day, I don't say do this, they were spit in each other's lane. Or they were like, you know, stare down on the deck, and I don't do that. But our team, we do need some trash talking. We do need some rivalry on deck. It's good, you know, good healthy competition, I think is useful. So I don't know. Is our dual meets really exciting to watch? If you're not a swimmer?
I would say so.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Georgia was exciting to watch if we
Yeah.
weren't like, oh, I hate their guts.
No. No, I think, yeah, we have a healthy balance between like, we're not directly trash talking them. We promote that we want to beat them, and that's great, but we have like this thing where it's like, oh, we are like in the SEC, like we're competing, like we're both like amazing teams, obviously, and we have that competitiveness when we swim in the water, but at the end of the day, we're all swimmers and we're all trying to like promote the sport even more. And I mean, that's like one of the biggest goals that I think that swimming is like working towards right now, is promoting itself as like a mainstream sport that people can come and like watch on a regular basis. So I think that plays like the biggest role in it too.
That's well said. And who's doing a really good job is Kyle Sockwell. And you guys went and gave him overall, and he has set a world record on your pool. Nobody wanted to challenge him. I would have challenged him.
No.
Our DJ kind of did. Not really, but not in overalls.
No,
Our DJ got in and swam at 25 when Kyle Sockwell did his 50.
Okay, good.
Our DJ's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty
now that
Go
we
ahead,
know
John.
you have huge rivals and dislike every team you're against, no, just kidding. Let's talk about the team for SECs and upcoming NCAAs here. Josephine, maybe talk us through the team goals and kind of what the team is looking like leading into the big meets of the year.
Yeah. So I think that for this year, like we're really just so tight knit and like we flow really, really well together. And I think that's just like our biggest goal, is that keep that flow, keep that positive energy through the meets. And that's going to take us really, really far. I think that last year in NCAAs, we like had things thrown at us, and we talk about this all the time in meetings now. Like we had things thrown at us and we were able to overcome those because of how close knit we were and how much positive influence we all had in each other. And we never if the team's not going or the meet isn't going exactly how we want, we're not trying to turn on each other, blame each other's swims, anything like that. We're really, really good at staying completely together and as one full force. And so I think that was really good practice last year, having things being thrown at us and having to overcome them and showing that we were not going to be knocked down. And I think that's like our biggest goal this year too, is just to keep that flow and keep that positive energy through the meet, take it one step at a time, and really overall just be like the joyful, happy, connected team that we are. And we have so much fun at these meets. Like the week of SECs, the week of NCAAs are a couple of the most fun weeks of my entire life, my entire year, all the things. And that's because like I'm just having the best time with all of my closest friends. Like that's how I really see it, is a week at NCAAs is like a huge party with all my best friends where we're all accomplishing great things. And I don't see it as like a huge pressure tank because we don't create that environment for ourselves. So I think that keeping that energy is going to take us really far. So
That's awesome.
I'm curious about individually too. I mean, obviously, like knocked the doors off of SECs last year. Camille, you get a couple wins as a freshman, crazy start. Maybe left some room for improvement though when it came to NCAAs, and may not have had the results that you would have hoped to have there. And then Josephine, you so close to individual SEC titles. Last year, but then backed it up with 3 huge final swims at NCAAs, and were able to kind of demonstrate, lead the team through that. Both of you having huge swims on relays throughout, which was a huge contributor, right, to the team results. So can you talk to me first, Camille, about like learnings from last year? You're already talking about having one of the big joys be that you can witness the freshmen, their evolution through the season. So that's like a totally different lens that you're able to see your lap around the track this year. How has that changed you last year, and your experience thus far changed you? And what are you hoping to achieve coming into this championship season?
Yeah, so last year was, I would say, one of the more difficult years for our team. We had a big tragedy in Matt's family, and it affected our family, which is our team. I think that coming into that as a freshman, like I was really scared, but having the upperclassmen from last year really take on like the responsibilities that like some of our coaches had, because it was a really really hard time period. Like, we had meetings about it. We talked about it. And one of the most important things that allowed me to swim fast was taking the spotlight away from myself and putting it on everybody else. Like, I was able to do the things that I did at SECs because the team that was there, I was swimming everything for them. Like, I was giving my whole like capabilities of swim for Coach Matt. Like, it was just so easy to pour into other people, and it like allowed me to not stress or worry about how I was going to like make my mark as a freshman or if I was going to win any events. I wasn't worried about that. I was just swimming free, and I was just loving every bit of it. And I mean, yeah, I did have a struggle at NCAAs, you know, dealing with some physical things and stuff that, you know, was debated on the internet. I think that, you know, I'm coming into it with a whole new lens. Like, I know what to expect, and I know what people are looking for. And, you know, I believe that I'm a better swimmer than I was last year. Each year that I'm here, like with the Lady Vols, I get better at one part of anything that I'm swimming or mentally. Like, I have a much better mindset and idea of what I'm going to be going into from the transition between SECs and NCAAs, because I know a lot of people struggle between that zone, and I did as well. But I'm prepared for that, and I'm prepared for having those types of struggles because I know that Josephine and all the women on the team are going to be there for me. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that, you know, if I do something amazing, if I make finals, if I win, if I lose, they're going to come to me and they're going to be there for me, and there's going to be another race. And, you know, I'm doing it all at the end of the day for them.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. Josephine, first, like, you know, a lot of emotion, I'm sure, around, you know, Matt's son and that whole impact on the team. And I remember texting Matt around that time too. I'd forgotten about the timing and when it impacted your team, so forgive me for that. But I wonder too, just about like, yeah, what are your thoughts on, you know, your individual goals as it pertains to this championship season and your last lap around the track? You know, just having celebrated this senior weekend. And all the kind, you know, well wishes and things that the rest of the team has said to you. What's on your mind for what you want to do for them this season?
Yeah. So I have definitely learned being in college that the best way I swim is when I am taking like my name or like anything out of it and just purely swimming for the team. Because that really just gives me like the most motivation and also the least amount of pressure, kind of weirdly, but it takes the pressure off for me because I have a team that will be there, like Camille said, no matter what. And so I don't have to prove anything to them. I know that no matter how I perform at these meets, they're going to love me the same. And so I just really go into these meets with not like technically really goals that I could write down on paper. Like, I think obviously I would love to win individual SEC championship. I'd love for our relays to win SEC championships. I'd love to win SECs and then do it all again at NCAAs. But even just above all of that is being able to pour into the team and give them, like, be there for each of them during their meets. That is what fulfills me the most. Beside any times or any place that I get is knowing that I was there for them during each step of the way during their meets, and that I did what I could to support the team and bring the energy and, you know, do everything I can to be the best teammate I can be. So that's really like the forefront in my brain when I go into these meets. Like, it's what works best for me and best for our team as a whole, I think.
That's exactly what we're all about.
How do you guys balance being on the biggest stage and doing PBs and yet not getting the goal that maybe you set out to? So let's say, for instance, trials. You couldn't get a bigger stage than that, right? Both of you guys do a PB in 53 and PB in 100 back, 4th, 17th. You just miss out on that chance, right? So what's that balance of like, wow, I did the absolute best I've ever done in my life, but was that my goal? You know, talk about that feelings either of you may have had since then and how that's helped your season now.
I mean, like talking about Olympic trials, I know that meet was more of a struggle for me. I was, dealing with some things physically. Like it just goes back to the same exact thing. Like our team, I give my all for Tennessee, and I know that in that moment when I am like doing all that I can, getting PBs, like, and still not making it, then I know that it's a timing issue and it's going to happen. I have the capability of swimming fast, and I know this. Josephine knows it too. We talk about it all the time. We can go fast. Sometimes it just doesn't line up with the timing of the meet and like where we are in our swimming. Like there's many different factors like at that meet that can impact a lot of people. The length and the timeline, the outline of the meet, but being able to come back after that and still knowing that you tried your best and you did more than what you've done in previous years, like that's all that you can hope for. And you still have a huge support system behind you and a lifetime of other chances, Well
said. And Josephine, I mean, you were virtually in a world championship final, that 100 back final. I mean, it was incredible.
Yeah. I think it was definitely really hard for me after trials for sure. It was a lot. The crowd was a lot. The energy was a lot. It was nothing that anyone really, I don't think, in swimming has ever experienced. Nothing I had definitely ever experienced. But really what got me through kind of like period after trials of just like the crash down after a meet that does happen a lot of the time, was just knowing that I did everything that I could. And that really gave me fulfillment, was knowing that even if I didn't make the team, I didn't make finals in the 2 back, was that I gave it everything I could have. And I have to be happy with that. Like I have to be satisfied that I did absolutely everything I could. And I knew going into that summer and that summer of training that I wanted to give it absolutely everything. And I did that. And that's something that I can be proud of. And I also think that I knew this before, but I learned it even more after, was not to place my worth or anything in my swimming. So my worth is, in how I'm treating my teammates and, how I am able to uplift them and be a member of a group of girls and all of this stuff. And that's where I place my value. And it's not in, what meets I'm making, what teams I'm making, the times I'm swimming. And so I think both of those things was what really something I learned really after trials. Trials taught me a lot. So
thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Those are wise remarks. And we were all at trials, and it was a completely different experience, I think, even as a spectator. So I can only imagine as a swimmer. Switching gears to training, University of Tennessee, and specifically Coach Matt, is always, innovative with some of the training and technical sides. I think, the top arm backstroke pullout that Kira Toussaint did was, one of the most notable things. I think he also was the first one to start doing the step over relay start with the wedge. So spill some secrets for us. What are you guys working on at Tennessee that's going to break our brains at NCs and moving forward?
I need all the help
Camille,
I can
give
get.
us the secrets. Nothing?
Don't tell him, Camille.
You're like, we're just swimming only slow swimming and drag suits and carb loading every meet.
We actually
normally
never swim.
I usually practice twice a week, and every other day I go on a walk. So I recommend that to everyone. Yeah.
We eat a lot of fast food.
Yeah, that's what a nutritionist tells us to do. I eat 3 ice creams every night.
You guys
got me here.
This has happened before. So Mark Spitz, he swam and had a big mustache. and he was in an interview, and he told the East Germans or somebody that I can breathe because my big mustache, a little pocket of air underneath my mustache. So next World Championships, all the East Germans show up with big mustaches.
What?
And he shaved his,
It's true.
and he beat them all. It's
Oh my gosh.
Actually crazy.
Luke, I thought you were going to say you were already following all those strategies they said, and you're not getting faster. So you were like, what the hell? I've been eating 3 things of ice cream and fast food every day.
What do you mean? I'm already trying those. Yeah,
But seriously, anything different with training or things that you're doing maybe this year as opposed to, previous years?
I mean, like, for me, I'd say like specificity, like in my training from when I went to like club to college. I came from a like 4 a.m. based group where I was like a pretty decent overall swimmer. Like I could rip 100 breast if you asked me to, and I could probably do it very well. I can't do it anymore, but my 50 free has gotten like a whole second and a half faster, which I'm very happy about. Like Matt has magic when he works with, like building the swimmer from their posture. And I think that that's really important. That's what JoJo's doing, like in the gym. She's working on her line. We take a lot of time at the beginning of the season to really hone in and focus on the technique of our stroke. And we have like specific days for each one of those. Like we'll spend like a whole practice working on breaststroke and going through slides and really learning like the baseline of when we should be breathing, when we should be pulling, really doing that like heavy technique base. So we have that for the rest of the season, I think is a really like important part of what we do in our preseason, especially with incoming freshman classes. So they have like, okay, this is what I need to be doing in college. And then they have that baseline going from year to year.
Yeah, I think that alone is still innovative. I'm always intrigued with other sports where they're doing like, hey, we're going to break down film. We're going to go through all this stuff. And in swimming, unless you're going to like the OTC, I feel like you're never getting anything where you're like in a classroom talking about technical elements and like breaking through things. Yes, you might get it on deck here and there, but I still feel like colleges and elite swimming has so much room to improve just to be like, hey, this is what we're looking for, and maybe here's an example of Camille or Josephine, and this is areas to improve, and seeing it out of the water, in the water, and all the different elements there. So, hey, Coach Matt, at it again.
He always is. Alan Jones is ROTC.
Yeah.
There you go. How about you, Josephine? Are you doing top arm breakouts on backstroke, or not sold on that one?
I did give it a try, early on, but I don't actually do it now. But I was kind of thinking about stuff that we've kind of started doing recently, and we just got an endless pool, which was really great. And so it has like mirrors on the bottom, a mirror over top, a mirror in the front, which I like have never seen myself swim like from that point of view, I guess. Like, I mean, we get film on the side of a pool, but never like above me or like right below me while I'm swimming freestyle. So that's been great. And I think that is like a testament to how far we can break the stroke down and find like the tiniest little things to get better. Just the other day I was doing breaststroke in our endless pool, and we had like 2 cameras set up on the side, like in the endless pool, connected to a TV. They were like also filming, and we're like slowing everything down, trying to look at my kick, see how I can improve it, and like just tilt my feet like the smallest little way that might, get me 0.05 of a second in a 50. But it's all those little things that have added up. And I like have changed a bajillion things about all 4 of my strokes since I've been here for the better. So I feel like that is like definitely one of the biggest reasons that I've seen improvement here, is because they are willing to take the time to break everything down to the basics again and reteach strokes from the bottom up and find little tiny bits and pieces that will make you better. So
how's backstroke in the endless pool? Can we get mirrors like over the top too? So that
there is one.
Like,
Yeah,
you do?
it's fun.
Yeah, there is one. Yeah. Yeah, there's one that's like on a pole over you.
Yeah, we take
Good.
selfies in it.
Yeah, that too.
Good use out of it. That's what sprint group's doing, taking selfies in the pool.
Yes.
Well, so maybe Josephine, like, what specifically are you working on? You know, because I think one of the things that's challenging and also fun about swimming is that like you work. The downside is that you work a long time, and once you get like really at the tippy end of the elite field, the gains are really small. Like, you know, if you go a best time, that's great. If you go a best time by any margin, that's also awesome. If you get it by a big margin, like that's huge news. And like, you know, but you still have to go to the pool every day with this mindset of, okay, if I could just get this much better every day, then at the end of the season, then I'm going to, you know, deposit enough that I can withdraw and go best times. So like as a senior, you know, at this point in your career, what is it that you see as those opportunities? What is it that like, what's your checklist? You know, as you go into a quality set or something, they're going, okay, keep doing this, keep doing that. Like, I want to be able to hit this at the end of the year.
Yeah. I think the coaches are really, really good on that they always are giving me feedback on little bits and pieces I can improve on. And I think that when I got here, there were so many things that I was able to improve on that I was like overloaded when I first got here. And I was one by one kind of checking those things off and making them my habit and something I didn't have to think about anymore. So like when I swam backstroke in high school, I used to whip my head to the side every single time I took a left arm stroke. And I didn't even know I did that until I got here. Mm-hmm. I don't know how I didn't see the fact that I was like looking at the wall half the time, the left-hand side wall, but I didn't. So that was like a big fix that I kind of made within my first year. And then we work a lot on different breathing patterns. Like I have a backstroke breathing pattern, which I never even knew was an option before I got here. So things like that. And I think that since I came in and was given so many different avenues to improve upon and like so many different techniques, I was like slowly able to check those off and still am having things that I can get better at. So I think that for me personally, like coming out of my exit, going to my turns, like those are always things that I can improve on. I think that a strength of mine is like when I'm just on top of the water, like swimming, that part has always been really great for me for backstroke especially. But where I know I can improve is my like entry into the wall and how I'm exiting the water, coming out from my underwaters to my surface swimming. And that's something I've been working on for my 4 years here. And still every single day in practice, I'm thinking about getting the timing right, making sure my body is in the right position in the water, in the right line, right angle, and always just kind of tweaking those little bitty things and being really, really focused during practice that is going to add up in the end, hopefully.
I don't know why I didn't ask you guys it this way, because earlier Camille was talking about how she knew what you were working on, Josephine. And I think that's like such a fun thing that you hear about teammates that you know is like, oh, that's the proof that they're such a cohesive team. So instead of asking you, Camille, I'm going to ask Josephine, what is Camille working on right now? Like, what are the things that are like on her list of improving this year?
Oh, gosh. Okay, well,
Dude, I'm like sending it to you right now.
No, that's okay. But I just thought that it was like, you know, really a great sign of teams who are able to know that about one another, because you need those accountability partners and that support. So.
Oh, okay. Underwaters.
And the sign language is back in. All comes back.
I mean,
I was gonna say,
you
like,
can answer it if you want to.
it's good. You did a good job, JoJo.
Thanks.
Like, I mean, I've had the past like year and a half, I've had the opportunity to swim against the best sprinters in the nation. Literally, I had a one-on-one against Gretchen in November. Like, I love racing against those type of people, like, who challenges me in like one of my best events. And like, I can learn from that. I can learn that, you know, on the surface, I'm there, but underwaters, like, her turns are amazing, you know? So an area that I can work on for myself for any of my races is obviously like my turnover from my flip to my underwaters and how fast of a tempo that I can get underwater. And that's just something that I've like always loved to play with, especially for my 50, like see how fast I can actually get it, which I think like even just this year, like me and Matt have been working a lot on underwaters, and I do underwater kick group once a week. And I think that it's really helped me. I've dropped half the second in a 50 since SECs to invite. So something's working.
Yeah, going best times in November is definitely something's working. Yeah. Also, can I just say that I was also today years old when I learned that there were breathing patterns in backstroke. What are breathing patterns in backstroke?
I breathe out on one arm and in on the other.
Yep.
It's like an every other, but backstroke version.
Okay.
And I feel like I've talked to people and they kind of like do the same thing. I think that this is like, it's definitely not just me. I feel like I know a decent amount of people who also have done this, like not just on Tennessee. I just didn't even know that that was a thing until I got here. And it took me a full year being here to get it. Like I was like, how does that work? And then finally it just clicked in a meet one day. I was like, oh, this is right. Nice. I was swimming a 200 long course backstroke and I was like on the third 50 and I was like, oh my gosh, this is what she means. Nice.
You just have time to think about it during a 200.
No, Camille, you know where it was?
Where?
At the meet when I went back home to Nova and you were there with Molly and you weren't even at Tennessee yet.
Yes, that's when like Molly was
when it clicked.
Me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I already committed and I was like, I don't want to go there too.
We like also took a picture together. I was like, oh my gosh.
It was so fun. Wait, that's actually so funny.
Yeah. Josephine, I was going to ask you because we kind of feel Camille. Like we're sprinters, she's a sprinter. We identify, we're clicking. But Josephine, how do you identify? Are you a backstroker, a IMer, a mid-D?
A mid-D.
Is that because you enjoy it and you're good, or you just enjoy mid-D?
I think I just I definitely enjoy like the training of mid-D, because I think that I like the feel of like doing a threshold practice and feeling like I really got something from that. But I also like the flip side of doing like 40s sprint off the blocks on like 7 minutes. So I get both worlds, which is really fun because then I'm never bored. But I think I really like understand 200s well, which is good. Like I feel like I didn't really pick up the 200 free until last year. And I was talking with our coach Ashley and I was like, I don't really know like if I know really exactly how to swim a 200 free. Like I haven't really swam a 200 free ever very seriously. And she was like, really just think about it how you swim a 200 back, but it's on your stomach. Like you conceptualize the 200 back and use that race plan and like those energy systems within each 50 and within the race and just apply it to a different stroke. And I did that and it went well. And I think that I am just like, I just am able to like conceptualize like the energy systems I need in a 200 well. That like I'm able to apply to like a 200 IM. 200 IM is kind of different, but like 200 IM or a 2 fly or whatever. So I don't really touch the 2 breast recently, but you know.
Nah, 2 breasts can go to hell. We'll get that one out here.
We don't do that around here.
No.
Why go slow when you can go fast? Come on, let's get
Exactly.
that. Let's get breaststroke on.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's do some rapid fire. Camille, what's the hardest race in swimming?
200 free.
Josephine, hardest race.
200 fly long course.
All right, Josephine, Olympic gold or world record?
Olympic gold.
And Camille?
World record.
In what?
50 free.
Boom.
What's the time?
For what?
What do you want to go? If you're going to break the world record in 53.
Oh,
21. Long course. Let's go crazy.
yeah, let's do that. Let's do that, actually. I'll do that.
All right.
Translate.
21 long course. Okay.
Why not?
Hey, why not? Exactly. Why not is exactly right. That's right. All right. I have a little bit of Tennessee trivia here, so we'll see how you guys do.
Oh no. Okay.
Okay, so maybe we'll give this one to Josephine first, but anybody can take it. Okay. Team wins here. So, what inspired the name behind the Tennessee Volunteer?
The state of Tennessee, like volunteered to go to war for something in like 1812, or I don't even know.
They said the most volunteers for a war.
Yeah.
Which war? That eludes us.
No, Josephine actually got it.
Yeah.
It's
1812?
War of 1812. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You're
Nice. I didn't think you were going to get the war, but you got it.
That's,
All right. there
they
we
got
go.
it. Well, I think that counts, right? They got it.
Okay. All right. Earlier you said Alan Jones is ROTC, so let's talk about Alan Jones. What type of business was Alan Jones in that earned him the money to donate the $4 million that he did to contribute to the Tennessee pool?
Oil.
No.
That was a good guess, I feel like, though.
Oil baron.
What do you got, Josephine? Could be any business.
I'm like looking around my
Any
room.
business will do.
It's not in there, JoJo. It's not in there.
I don't know. I don't
I'll
know.
answer it for you. Alan Jones, his family business was in the credit bureau, but then he started a payday loan business. It's called Check into Cash. So for
How would
like
I know
advance
that?
payments of your paycheck. Hey, they've got 1,100 stores in 30 states. It's actually a thing. So there you go. Alan Jones. He's swimming his pool every day. So now you know what it is. All right. The last Tennessee trivia one. What breed of dog is Smokey?
Oh.
No.
Hound.
Blue tick.
Blue tick hound.
Yeah.
You got it. That's right. Blue tick coonhound. All right.
Yeah.
Now, this one's not a Tennessee trivia, but I just have to know. Has anybody ever tried to pick you up with the line, "You must swim for the Vols because you're the only 10 I see"?
Oh.
No.
Okay.
I'm glad
so
they
bad.
have
All right.
it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not a bad
This one maybe based on what I learned earlier about your competitiveness, especially in the SEC, might be kind of funny. So some Knoxville history. Back in 1900, prostitution was so predominant that the city tried to corral it into one particular neighborhood. And do you want to know what that neighborhood was called? Florida Street.
That's funny.
Okay, moving on. So if you only get to keep 3 apps on your phone, all the rest have to go. Josephine, which 3 apps are you keeping?
Okay, well, so I accidentally deleted TikTok because I thought it was actually going to be banned.
No.
Now I can't get it back.
No.
So I would love for TikTok to actually be back on my phone, and that would be one of my apps for sure. Number 1. I've
You can buy
really
a
been
phone with
missing
TikTok
it.
for like 10 grand, right? Isn't that a thing? You can buy
If
like
people wanna
iPhones
start-
that have it downloaded already.
Oh.
A GoFundMe for me, I would really appreciate that because
Okay, yeah.
I'm missing it. I'm missing Camille's TikToks, especially.
I will show
can't
you
see them
all
anymore.
of them. You could just download Red Note.
Are you on Red Note?
No.
Okay, good. Okay. TikTok back on my phone, and then like iMessage. I'm a big texter. I don't like Snap texting. I just like to iMessage text.
Okay.
And then wait, can I look really quick?
No.
Like DoorDash.
That's the first DoorDash we've ever heard. Okay.
Really? No way.
Never heard DoorDash
Oh.
so far. No delivery apps. All right, Camille, what are your 3 apps?
Okay. Obviously TikTok because I have close to like 2,000 drafts on my TikTok,
Whoa.
and they age back so far. It's so embarrassing, but I have to have them. It's just a key part of me growing up. And then Spotify, definitely, because I love my music. And then I would probably say Snapchat, because I have most of my contacts on Snapchat. I have one of my longest streaks is with my mom. But yeah, I have all like saved memories on my Snapchat, and if I didn't have that would be so sad. But yeah, I snap my mom, my dad, my brother like all the time. So definitely those three.
Oh man, true to your generation. Okay, Camille, what's the hardest set that you've ever done?
At club was probably one of the hardest sets I've done, and I might be getting it wrong, but we did 20 200s on 230. Most of the team did it 1 on, 1 off, which is like 1 like fast as you can and just 1 kind of chill. I did 2 off, 1 on, just because sprint. But we did that, and then we backed it up with a different like 4 AM set. I mean, just call Jeremy Lin. He'll tell you about it. Like, put me through the ringer back then. But most of my hardest sets.
Not after I've talked shit about breaststroke. You might not like that.
Oh, he knows how to.
All right, Josephine, what about you? Hardest set you've ever done?
My freshman year here, New Year's Day, we did 2100s. I did 2100s. Some people did like 2200s. Or 150s. I'm not even sure. I did 2100s, all backstroke, and I think they were all on 2 minutes. I'm pretty sure. And it was like all out, every single one as fast as you possibly could go, and that was definitely the hardest thing I've like ever done.
Yeah, not what can you hold best average to get through the set, go all out on number 1, and then number 2, all out as fast as you can go.
For 20.
What were you going?
It was
by
so
the
hard.
end?
I held like right around a minute, like the whole time. That was like 3 years ago at this point, but we haven't done it since then. So who knows what it would be now? I don't know.
Still
Hopefully
pretty
faster.
Don't
Pretty respectable at the end. Yeah. All right. This is one that I needed to know from earlier. Are nose clips cheating?
No.
Whoa.
What?
Where's my nose clip?
Yeah, Camille has so many. If you ever need a nose clip during practice, just ask Camille.
Here's my collection.
Oh my god.
Sharon nose clips.
Tangled right now. I love them.
Oh my gosh. All right.
First podcast nose clip person. We should start like this.
They're my favorite. I love them so much. I keep track. Everybody asks me, they're like, "Can I have a nose clip?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I remember you, and you have to give it back to me."
She does. She
full
makes
of people
sure.
that haven't.
Oh wait.
You sound
so this is
with a nose clip.
But you know how people use nose clips. I don't have one, but you tuck it in the side of your lip. And this is the same thing that I have if you lend someone a pencil. If you lend them a pencil or a pen and they chew on it, and then you get it back and you're like, keep it. Well, I don't want that. How do you feel like about
The
nose
chlorine
clips?
washes it.
You know what?
The chlorine washes it away.
Yeah, we're all fam.
Yeah.
I hope you walk around campus like that, just the nose clip in the cheek, right there.
Knowing me, I would.
She's handing out swim meet flyers,
ever
right?
since I have a nose clip. I swim when I'm not using it. I swim like this, like
Sure.
like they've all seen me
as one does.
As one does.
I swim like actually every single event with a nose clip. So
me too.
Like I did a 5 free last year, nose clip.
With a nose clip.
If I ever swam a mile, I would wear a nose clip. Yeah. Every single time. Yeah. I can't swim without it.
No. We need it.
I know that's why I asked the question. Okay, Josephine, what's the best single swim that you've ever seen live in person?
Ooh. Jordan's 50 free when he went 17, probably.
Okay.
That was pretty good.
Hard to vote down to 17. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
What do you think, Camille? What's yours?
Mine was probably JoJo's Hunter back at Pan American Games in Chile.
Oh, Camille.
Because you did so good, and I was so happy for you.
Oh.
You did pretty good there too. So maybe you could toot your own horn about that. All right. Now, last one is we just got to know: did you do social kick today? If not, why not?
Oh, actual social kick. Yeah.
That's right.
Oh. I was having a moment. Did we? No.
I didn't. No. I do it a lot of days. I would say over half. Not today though.
Good.
You know what?
Hell yeah.
It was on our cooldown. A 200 social kick at the end, but we didn't have time.
Mm.
We ran
We
out.
got
of time.
kicked out.
They kicked us out.
Well-
the team that kicked us out.
Club kids had to come in.
I mean, they did show up to your dual meet, and in fairness, you
It's
did have a
true.
social kick scheduled for later, so we'll give
Exactly.
everybody a
We'll
little
let
bit
them
of a pass
have
on that one.
it.
That's right. There's no doubt why Tennessee has been successful of late. Thank you so much for giving us a little lens into what's led to that success and sharing some time with us and some laughs and conversation and walking down memory lane for me about my Knoxville days. So wish you all the best of success. We're super looking forward to watching you at SECs, at NCs, and whatever happens after that. So thank you guys. We appreciate it.
Thank
Of
you.
course. Thank you.
All right, gang. That's it for this episode of Social Kick. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.